because of your opinion in this vicinity. Yes. Looking at the protest, what should the president do at this point in time to assuage the protesters?
First things first, it should. The reason why we are here because of this fuel subsidy. But then we can say fuel subsidy is gone. Let us leave it. But one of the things they always shout is Oronsoye report. Oronsoye report. What does that mean? It's as simple as cutting down the cost of governance. Because ordinarily common sense should be that we've not enjoyed the removal of fuel subsidy. The president promised us that if they remove fuel subsidy, that they are going to bring so and so. We've not seen it. Now, the only set of people that have enjoyed fuel subsidy removal, only set of people, are the politicians, that the governors, senators, House of Reps, president, and everything. The average citizen, the common masses, have not benefited a dime and nothing from that fuel subsidy removal, and we've seen it. So if it can be reintroduced back, because introduction will mean that the price of fuel, because fuel, our economy, like I always say, is basically on two things: the price of fuel and the stability of our FX, foreign exchange, that is the dollar. If it is stabilized, fuel is returned like 200 or 300. You are going to see that things are going to get better. But the amount of fuel and the FX, the dollar, is where we are today. Let me go somewhere. Now, I'm talking to you now, Mr. Christian. The currency of Benin Republic now is higher than the naira. A Nigerian person is working in Egypt. 1,000 Egyptian pounds is 5,000 naira in naira. Understand? So the value of our currency has really plummeted. And you understand? So if we do that, then we look at number two. We're talking about this cutting down cost of governance. Over-bloated ministries. Over-bloated ministers, PAs. Not only the president, I'm talking about the governors, the senators, having many killers. What are you doing with all these people? If you cut down the cost, you're going to save money. Like you see some states now, you see what you call ghost workers. Look at how they are eliminating them. So if you can eliminate some of these ghost workers, you can eliminate some of these mercenaries and everything. You are going to see, for example, that things will get better. For example, that things, the price of food, are going to have more money in our resources. You see, my brother, it's not that there's no money in this country. It is corruption. A governor allegedly 80 billion. That man has not yet been arrested. 80 billion naira, Mr. Christian.
And Nigerians are watching.
And I'm going somewhere, and they so-called, because me, I thank God for my life. I'm doing a legitimate business, and I thank God. But a so-called Yahoo boy will be arrested, 500,000, 1 million. I don't support crime. Everybody knows. I'm going to give an example. How can 80 billion be working free? All your energy is on the 1 million, 2 million. You understand? Is that 80 billion naira that is making those people 1 million be doing it? If, for example, you are arresting the top, the politicians and everything, and you are convicting them, the little ones coming, they'll be like, look at a governor, if you can be arrested, that means me too here. But because they see that there's impunity, Abuja, they walk away, they walk free after all these allegations. Then the young boys that are talking about will now do the same thing. So cut down the cost of governance. One of the numbers again is number 4. We need a unicameral legislature. What are we using 2 houses for? Is the question, Mr. Christian. Senate, House of Reps. Make them one. Countries have done it before in Africa. One house. I don't know the name, but one house. But they are doing basically the same thing. What is the difference between the Senate and the House of Reps? They pass there, they make laws. Oh, they say, oh, in America. Are you in America? You have the economy of America? California is a state in America. The GDP of California is greater than all Africans' GDP. What are you talking about? So before you compare yourself to the Western countries, you must look at your own your own peculiarities. You are not America. So one house, from bicameral to unicameral, one house. You understand? Scrap scrap one of them, make them one house. You understand? With that, we have cut down the cost of governance again at that side. Again, you're talking about electoral reforms. You see this thing we need in Nigeria, they're not much. Electoral reform that somebody, for example, did not contest primary election. That same person contested general election. And we say that there's a law in Nigeria. Let there be electoral reform. Let there be transmission of results electronically. You see, what we need in Nigeria is not that people are saying 100 points, 12 points. We don't need 12 points, like 5 or 6. It is electoral reform, and the politicians, they know that this person is the one that voted me in. You'll be afraid of your citizens. But because they know how they go to power, a president will be saying that I bought my way to presidency. A governor, everybody is talking. They knew how they got there. They know that they didn't go there because of their political sagacity or because of the people who wanted them there. They knew that one or the other, they found themselves in that position, so they can stand and talk. For example, we're going to get now. We have gone. So we didn't go. We've gone. We are doing the right thing. We want to make it. We want peace. We are peaceful. Lagos has been peaceful, which is good. Understand? We are not anarchists. We've never come for any violence before. We are doing a peaceful protest, which is very, very good. We're talking about the demands. Talking about this, what we did with this like 6 or 5 points that I've quoted, it is enough. We don't need much. Nigerians are the easiest to govern in the world. Give us, we already have this Nigerian spirit in us. We have a Nigerian can-do spirit. A Nigerian man can live anywhere, can survive anywhere. So what we just need is this government. Is this government getting it right, giving us the basic amenities? Like I always say, some of the politicians that are chilling abroad, majority of them, you go abroad, you see these things. Why can't you come home and replicate it? You speak grammar, you speak very good. But come and replicate what you are seeing abroad. Come and replicate it in Nigeria. Let us have that sense of governance. Am I right? We want to see a governor pulling at the right direction. I'm a kind of person, I don't deceive myself. What we need in Nigeria as citizens, it is a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, Hausa man. So we have this spirit in us, also this spirit. No, we don't go green, we must go there, we must. They go to the Olympics with less preparation, you see that result, you be like, how are they doing it? How are Nigerians surviving? Look at what that British Prime Minister said. Well, he said that the money that has been stolen in Nigeria, if half of them have been stolen in the UK will cease to exist. How are we existing? There was a time when Jonathan that they said that Nigeria is the most happiest country in the world. So Nigerians, we have this spirit that never say that attitude. We want to stay alive, we want to make things work. But the frustration comes from the politicians. I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about majority all of them. And again, listen to me, irrespective of the political party. But they are enjoying, they are whining, they are dining together. They don't play politics with that. It is the poor of the poorest that they always use and dump. Look at them and say that they will not be protest in Lagos. What's a protest? Okay, what have happened? But instead, you see people that are being paid. We saw yesterday, a man, there are people like 3, but a man took a placard, say no to protest, and I gave him a mic to speak. Food costs, no food to eat. This government, I said he carried a placard, say no to protest. He raised it up. Oh yeah, take mic and speak. This government is hard. Food are cost. Brothers come and help us. And he can't say no. And then say, I can't get out. But he did not even know what is in his hand. Now poverty, they give him maybe some amount of money. The other man say no to protest. Say almost that one even begging. I beg give me to make a chop.
The image of this government is at stake, and Nigeria has gone to express themselves. You can see that one day thing. I think he felt the impact, and you can see the cover of Punch newspapers today. You know, where a particular woman was carrying an empty pot. It tells you what is happening in almost millions of homes around the country. You know, so it speaks for himself. So at this point in time, I expected the president to, you know, this is not a matter of marathon meeting. Minister say, minister no say, Senate say, Senate no say. No, we don't need all those kind of marathon meeting. You know, begin to look at assess your ministers. You know, from the inner, from the inside of a father of a nation. You know, by trying to see how you are going to rejig your administration. You know, how you are going to bring in fresh hands, you know, both those who are going to be at the helm of affairs, trying to advise you very well, those who are going to represent you at the international level, you know, that has to do with international financial policies and regulations, you know. Then look at other ways where you can bring in experts, especially technocrats. Forget about this Lagos voice where you take surround yourself, Abuja. They are not giving you headache, Mr. President. I wish you can understand. This is not a matter of sentiment, you know. Your government, as I'm talking to you now, has been dented, you know, in the history of Nigeria. This is the first time we are having a hashtag end bad government. On somebody from the southern part of the country, which is being believed to the south is being always being seen as being sophisticated, you know, no matter how you look at it. So I want Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, to excuse some ministers that have not performed, you know, look for other means where you can cushion the effect of the protest, you know, by opening the borders, you know. Then let there be a waiver for imported goods. Just anything that you make things, at least food first. In any nation that cannot provide food, you understand, becomes a dying nation. You know, these artificial starvation policies, Nigerians are not comfortable with it. You know. And talking about patience, you don't tell a dying man, a hungry man, to be patient. Hunger and anger, you know, are 5 and 6. Let me put it that way. You know, they work together. You understand? So you must sit down, you know, move some ministers away from your administration, then look for a way to address Nigerians. You understand? Let people begin to see fresh brains, fresh heads, fresh individuals, different faces in your administration. Do away with this Prabiola where you take food everywhere for Asurok. We don't need it. I'm telling you, pro-Lagos. No, we don't need to look at the havoc they are causing. They are denting your administration the more. You know, look at what somebody like Bayo Anonuga should not be in that media team. You know, because he has continued to bastardize your image and creating ethnic bigotry around your personality as the president of this country. So it is not something, you know, that is palatable for you. Thank God that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi himself has visited the occasion, you know, by telling the police, the IG, to fish out those who are behind the tag Igbo must go, you know. And the governor, thank God for Sowolu, the governor of Lagos State, who came out to, you know, issue a statement, and of course a press release, you know, in that regard. You know, that puts that one aside. But my greatest surprise is that some of the Yoruba elites who are supposed to, you know, rise up and begin to question the rationale behind such trending sentiment online have not been able to do that, and their silence is being interpreted in the eastern part of the world, in Nigeria, as a means, you know, support or whatever, you know. So it is not too good that they pretend as if they don't know such thing is going on. Igbo have every right to distance themselves from this protest, because the protest is not actually properly defined to the satisfaction of the Biafran people, you know. That's why, because the president himself has already tagged the presidency has already tagged. I repeat, the presidency has already tagged the protest, the hunger protest, Igbo protest. You know, that's the way it goes, you know. And they up to them, that statement has not been retrieved, you know, from them. That statement has not been passed up to this moment. So on that note, the Igbo sentiment, the Igbos understand psychologically and philosophically that, you know, the drive for Igbo must go in Lagos State, it means that, you know, the reason why Bayo Anonuga made that statement, that it was already a planned something in that regard. So what they did is that, you know, they know that among Yorubas and Hausas, Igbos have the largest business in the 36 states of the Federation, running into several trillions of naira. And if there's anything, the businesses of Igbos will be targeted. Not only that, we are having Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. by this administration. And if they are seen any Igbo move in that regard, it might be something they can likely use against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If they see any form of violence or any form of facility being run down by protesters from the eastern part of Nigeria, it might create another understanding in the presidency, and that might actually, jeopardize the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
What about what is happening in the southeast? The killing.
The killing that is happening in the southeast. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the killing, and I'm not going to say the killing in the southeast is being pioneered by elements who does not want, Eastern Nigeria to be seen or continue to be seen as a business hub, as an investment hub. Considering the fact now that Igbos has produced more billionaires in Africa than any other tribe in Africa. So they are gradually moving out, So we must understand that there are people who are using Igbo leaders or Igbos themselves, to cause insecurity in Igbo land. They can be politicians, they can be anything. You understand what I'm saying? They can anywhere. So the federal government must understand that very clearly, that the drive for peace must be something everybody must understand, and everybody must put hands on deck to stop it, because development, there's no development in the midst of war. If there is uncertainty, there will be no development. If there's uncertainty, there will be no investment. So all these things, we are trying to make sure that we do not continue to run at a loss, since we don't have federal government support, we don't have federal government presence. We are being, when it comes to in terms of infrastructure development, we are not getting anything. When in terms of appointment, we are not getting anything. As I'm talking to you now, the East is the only region that have 5 ministers representing them at the federal level, while other regions have 11, 10 ministers. You can see the continuation of the marginalization, and this has continued without being properly checked or being addressed by subsequent administrations. So the sentiment that is already there, and that is why Igbos understand the sentiment that's being thrown at them, and they understand the position they're going to take at every point in time. Igbos are like Jews. We don't react easily to some of these things, but we are documenting whatever that is happening at the moment, considering the fact that the resources that is coming from there is what has helped Lagos State to develop, with what has helped Abuja to develop. That is what has added value to Nigeria, as an economic entity, so to put it. Look at somebody like Asari Dokubo coming out to say, don't protest. Where is him now? That's what I'm telling you. We don't talk too much, we don't make noise, you understand? But at the right time, everything will be defined properly. Nigeria should understand that Igbos are not threats to any region in this country, and they have shown it. They have investment in all the 36 states, anywhere they find themselves. Lagos State is a federal capital territory. It has a single status, and everybody has right to be anywhere. That's what Atiku is trying to tell the Southwesterner to understand, because nobody should take Igbos for granted anymore. And I believe they are listening, and some of these things will be properly looked into.
Wike is calling for dialogue with the protesters. Of
course, what does he still expect? Because they don't know the dimension it is coming. It's going to take. But thank God, that the organizers of this protest are well knowledgeable and prudent. They organize it to the extent that they will make sure that it does not move from what is expected to what is not expected. And I want to commend the Nigerian police, the security agents, for showing extreme professionalism in trying to make sure that the protest is not infiltrated by elements or hoodlums. Of course, in the northern part of the country, I'm seeing it was purely a political struggle, and not really a protest in that regard.
Okay, lastly, what Akpabio said about you go and protest, why we'll be in a house eating?
If in a sane society, I think by now Akpabio should have resigned, and already there is mobilization that going on already that Akpabio, #Akpabio must go. that is also trending online, you know, and even though he has come out to make a statement that, you know, that is not actually what it means, but he makes mockery, you know, of the hunger in the land, and he also makes mockery of the people behind the hunger, and he also makes mockery of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, and he also dented the personality of the president, you know, in the public space, because they are being seen as people who do not know what to do at any particular time. I believe that sometimes you don't just go out to randomly make a statement. The media team, your media team is always there, you know, to manage and issue a press release at any specific time and when it is required. So to me, the institution of Senate, you know, Senate is an institution, and I don't think that somebody like Akpabio, given what he has been doing for some time now, has become something of mockery, you know, and that institution, as I'm talking to you today, look like, you know, in the DNA, something is wrong somewhere.
Very much. God bless you.